Alright guys, so last time we left off, none of these corner brackets were painted. Or not corner brackets, the frame for the tent. So I got everything touched up, everything looks good. The process we're in right now is to fully assemble the frame again, squaring everything off, making sure that it's perfectly set for when we set this frame on top of the trailer for the tent, the cargo rack, everything else to go on. So I'm gonna assemble these frames, put it together, and then throw it on top of that trailer so we can start throwing on the rest of those accessories. So I'll jump the video when everything is finally assembled. I might cut it to a part where I'm setting the frame on top of the trailer. But like I said, I just gotta assemble it, put it together, and we'll finally start seeing that finalized look of the actual trailer itself. So I had these two frames built up. I still gotta add the brackets on to get the beams going across and connecting them up top. But what I have going on right now is I'm leaving everything loose so I can add this semi-permanent red lock onto it, so that I don't have to worry about retightening everything down the road. It'll hold it more structurally when we're on those off-road trails, and just long term, I feel like this is going to be the best route to take. So I got these built up. I'm going to add these on, start tightening everything up, making sure everything's square, and then put the rest of the brackets and beams on to start assembling the trailer. I have everything bolted on. This entire side is got that semi-permanent red lock on it. What I am facing, the troubling part, is that bed liner on these corner brackets built up enough width to make it harder for these metals holes to go in. So I've been lightly tapping it down to line them up with the rest of the holes, but I'd say for bed liner, that's a pretty darn good job versus paint, which I feel would just scratch right off if I ever just hit a branch or anything, and that's just a piece of cotton. But I really feel like this is going to hold up really well. I'm going to finish semi-permanently bolting those on and get it thrown up on the trailer, get the tent thrown on, and finally take a good look at it. But I'm not sure if I still want to paint these bolts or not. I feel like having them on, contrasting with the black, makes it look like it's more industrial built versus just a redneck throw together rattle can on top of everything. But that's the frame so far. We'll get thrown up there and I'll be right back with it. So the frame's on the trailer. What we're doing now is just finishing these two bolts onto the trailer. But as you can see on the other side, we have them bolted through. What else I'm doing while this is all finally done is these open spots on the 1.5 inch square tubing. I'm finishing them off with these caps to make it look a lot more professionally done, and to also stop any water from flowing in there and causing any future rust. It won't be a permanent solution just because the inside water will eventually seep through the bolts and sit in there. But for the meantime, this is what we're working with. All right, so we're dealing with some complications getting this bolt through, and manually we can't push it. The frame's just fully hardened now, so all these bolts are holding everything completely in place. So what we did here is throw a ratchet strap on, connected to the other frame that's bolted down to the trailer, And when we crank this ratchet, it allows the frame to move inward towards the trailer. So once we crank this enough and line it up, I'll put the bolt through so then we can have it really snug in there. And I don't think that frame's gonna go anywhere with all that extra tension pushing on the outside. But yeah, I'll get right back when we get that bottom piece bolted down. Okay, so the trailer is assembled. We got the tent up top, our cargo rack on the bottom with our airtight bag for anything like firewood, camping chairs, whatever we want to keep dry will be thrown up there. Everything's looking great. We got a few more things we're gonna do to it, but I won't have to disassemble this anymore. Everything's Loctited on. Everything should be semi-permanently attached, so it'll be a little pain to get these suckers off. But our plans now is to put a metal pegboard in between these rectangles on the bottom here, so we can hang axes, shovels, extra gas tanks, propane tanks. And then on this side over here, we'll have a little hydraulic system where just a solid sheet of aluminum that will bedline as well will drop down on those hinges, those hydraulic hinges, and make a table for us for when we're camping or need somewhere to set up all of our tools, or our meals, our cooking equipment. Just because dragging another table along with you is just a little bit pain in the butt, but just have it hooked up to the four-wheeler. Gonna drive it around a little bit, but yeah, this is what we're dealing with now. It's looking really good. I'm excited to see where the rest goes, but for now, that's all.